I'm here at the Student Government Association offices where SGA has been currently dismantled. They're on the path to rebuilding for the fall 2025 elections. The SGA was put under a mandate by the Vice President for Student Affairs, Paul Kittle, on November 6, 2024. It was due to their weakened checks and balances in the SGA bylaws and the failure to fill vacant positions that were required for the mandate. This mandate forced SGA to pass a new set of bylaws and constitution in order to operate as an organization. SGA lifted their mandate on February 12th by passing the new bylaws and constitution. However, the student body did not approve of the constitution. I spoke with Vice President of Student Affairs to discuss the issues SGA faced.
We had several vacant Senate seats that weren't being filled. We had university committee appointments that weren't being approved. We did have an attorney general appointed. We didn't have an election commissioner appointed. It was not doing anything on the legislative side of the House. So we decided that as a university-sponsored organization, we had a responsibility to nudge them along in the work that they were doing. So we gave them a clear directive on what we needed them to do. As they worked through their documents, the bylaws were redrafted, and those can actually be voted on and approved by the Senate, by the legislative body. So they did that. The Constitution was approved by the Senate, but required a ratification by the student body. So on 2 different votes, that failed. So once you no longer have foundational documents that are in alignment with one another, so the Constitution didn't match the bylaws and none of them matched the election code, we now had 3 sets of documents that were out of alignment and didn't permit us to host elections.
While the former student body president, Diego Arriaga, provided his perspective on the dismantled SGA.
I think SGA being dismantled, in a sense, was almost inevitable because of the self-interest within the Senate and not realizing that the opportunity we were given under the mandate was to fix it ourselves before it was fixed for us. And I think some people in the Senate were willing to call the bluff on administration, and even people who voted for the Constitution campaigned against it at the student level. And, and now here we sit with no SGA, no student representation. I continue to serve on some committees because they require student representation, and I was, as being the president, now the former president, I continue to serve that, but now in a student capacity, not in an SGA capacity. So student representation is still happening, but it's significantly reduced now that we don't have an SGA and will not until the fall.
I think we should have spent more time trying to be productive instead of arguing over trivial things that should not have been argued about. Sure, conversations can be had, but basically screaming matches happening in the Senate is not something we want.
I gathered some insights from the students here at the University of Houston for their opinion on the current status of the Student Government Association.
Seems like there's a lot of divide, honestly. A lot of people in SGA are fighting themselves rather than just helping the student body and campus as a whole. So I think they just need to be able to figure out why they're there. Once they understand what they're there for, we can start working towards our goals and our true mission.
The student body believes the Student Government Association should focus more on the campus needs and concerns for the future. I'm Amy Pham, CoogTV.